What's up, guys? It's Mr. V here to talk to you about Jean-Jacques Rousseau, my guy, JJ. Okay, another one of our social contract philosophers, thinkers. Um, yeah, let's get into it, guys. There we go. So here's Rousseau's thinking about social contract, state of nature, government's purpose, etc. Okay, so just to recall, you guys, a state of nature is going to be when people are in a state before society or government is governing over them. So people just as they naturally are, free. Yeah, the state of nature. So in the state of nature, Rousseau argues that people are good. Everyone is free and equal, and people don't really have a desire to harm one another. Sounds great, right? Only thing though that he argues is that people are also pretty solitary. So they don't want to harm one another, but they're not necessarily working together. So not a lot of progress is made. Everyone's really individualist in this state of nature. A cool quote here that Rousseau has that really displays his thinking is, "Men are born free, but everywhere is in chains." Chills, right? Sweet quote. Anyways, this kind of gets us to what his government's purpose really is. What it is to bring people into harmony, okay? He says men are born free, but everyone is in chains. That means that he thinks society is really chaining them down, not allowing them to be free or who they naturally are. So he argues that government should bring people into harmony and it should unite people under what he calls the general will. He talks about the general will a lot. Basically, it's what it sounds like. It's the common good for everyone, the general will of the society as a whole. In this government that he proposes, legislative decisions are made for the good of society as a whole, and everyone has a say in that decision. As such, he really argues for government assembling something like a true democracy. Okay? In this government, he argues that people cannot delegate their civic duty. He says they have to be active participants and everyone gets a say. He says people make laws directly and they give up their individualism so they can work towards the general will of the community. Here's what we're talking about, okay? If you think about Rousseau's state of nature, where he says people are good, everyone's free, and they don't have a desire to harm one another, by giving up their individualism and working towards the general will, what he thinks is people will come to compassionate and benevolent understandings and decisions because they don't want to harm one another, and so they will work together to get the best thing for society as a whole. So in Rousseau's social contract, they give up their individualism. They're not always going to get exactly what they want, but the community as a whole is going to get what they need and they're going to progress forward. This is Rousseau's thinking. Thank you guys for watching. Let's get on with the rest of the lecture.